What's going on, guys? Matty Day Trades back at it again with the weekly watch list. We've been doing really good here, and kind of just want to keep going. Listen throughout, mention some points. I hammer. But anyways, here we go. So first one's going to be Expedia. Travel has been super hot. Expedia monthly is breaking out here. Clearly got clobbered. I mean, this thing went from 217 straight down to friggin' 93. No stopping whatsoever. Your breakdown retest is really up, up, and away. So if market is strong here, prior highs, prior lows, this is what we are working with. This wick, this prior high, and this wick here on the monthly just to deal with it. Let's see. Okay, so that's actually a multi-time frame level. So we're just going to delete that. So hopefully, if market's bullish here, I can come get a retest somewhere at 109.63. If that doesn't hold, price will fall back to that 105.45, 104.20 area. But if 109.63 holds, I think Expedia really can push up to the prior high, 113.60. This daily level 115 at 117.52 and 118.50. Like I said, this is a monthly, weekly breakout. We do need this high to hold, though. Like I said, if that high doesn't hold, 103.60, 109.63, 105.45 can come fast. And I mean, really, this thing falls. We've been on an absolute rip as of recently. But like I said, market's strong here. Need this 109.60, 108. I mean, ideally 108's last straw. If that breaks, this thing falls. But I mean, this thing clean PA up 113.53, 115. That prior high 117.30. This thing can really get going. The other one is SQ. I know it was on the watch last week. I mean, multi-time frame breakout here, monthly clearing. Really, when I'm looking, this is like just an absolute shelf right in this area. And I know I have really 83.37, 60, and 51 here as levels. That 83.37 looks beautiful. And if we can kind of clear this shelf, I mean, this thing really can move. And we know how SQ can be weekly, a little bit of a different picture here, but, let's just delete that. This prior high is at 75.77. Oops, 75. I'll put it there. This high is at, this is supposed to be, we'll change that 75.77. And then you got this high, 76.70. Sorry. 76. 70. So the daily is really what kind of gets me going here. Okay, delete that, delete that. There's our levels. So, I mean, we watched this bull flag last week. It broke out, retested, and ripped. Now we're testing these prior highs at 75.89. If this thing clears 76.60, I want to see 77.90, gap fill 78.30. Over that, I mean, 79.20. And really, I want to see this thing pushing that 80, over 80. I mean, ideally over 79. Honestly, this should see that 83.40. Honestly, this 72 to 76 has just been creating, if you extend this level here, I mean, price moves extremely, over under. This is just thin PA here, up, down, up, down. So as long as 76.60 can clear, hold this prior high 75.90, I think price can really move fast. 77.90, gap fill at 78.30, 79.16, and then again 80 area, but really 79. I would love to see that 83. And this monthly should really, like we said, this is explosive over that level. Next one's HD. It was on the last week's. Monthly is kind of just the weekly daily is just beautiful here. That 33 rejection, you can see price really wants to fall off here, but it's kind of getting caught up. If it did fall, boom. if that broke down, then we can really start moving down on this puppy. Let's see the daily here. Oops. So 307.9 was Friday's lows, and honestly, you can really see a buy pocket with this HD. It's been producing, 312 to 320, 330. We dipped below completely, wicked right back in that area. For downside, like I said, you need this 307 to break down. If 307 breaks down, that prior low 302.50, we can move on down to 297 and then fill that gap 292.67. If that breaks, HD really falls. For the upside here, I don't really have many good buys. Oops, sorry. I mean, if you're intraday here, I would turn this into a little buy pocket, but this would need to hold like 314 to 312. Like, that was that buy pocket on the daily. If you could get a retest in here, like I said, this 312 needs to hold or else this is invalid. But if you can get 312, 314 bounce, HD really, 317 is the first stop. After 317, you get let's see if we can see on the 4 hours. 317 is the first stop. And then over 317, 319.70, and then that 322. If 322 breaks, HD's back in the mix and can have some fun, can head back up to 326.40, which was really the breakdown area. So that's your breakdown retest area, which is kind of incredible on a lot of the market. It's violent moves up, violent moves down. So the retests are so far away, it makes it kind of hard. EMPH is going to be the next one. We have been, all over this one the past couple weeks. So really, we wanted this thing. 270.80 was the threshold. This broke down, and man, when it broke down, it broke down. Retested demand is down. We can drop down some more here. So let's see here. Weekly, the all-time high 222 right now is that threshold. If price lets go and gets to 215.50, this thing can really have some problems here. 216.60, honestly. If 216.60 breaks, we could get a wick out to 208.37, which I know it seems crazy, but this EMPH moves wild. Somewhere right in there, like 208.60 area. If 208.60 breaks down, I would love to see 190, which sounds crazy, I know, but this is a multi-time frame breakdown. Pretty messy here. If somehow, some way, 216.60 gets some love, you got 222 here. Your prior low 224.65. 228 over 228, 234 is possible. That's just the prior high. There's that 234.60, the prior low. I mean, this breakdown's all the way up 240, 330, 245 area, which is pretty crazy. 4-hour reversal candle here, but at bigger time frames looks pretty strong selling. Friday's lows break, 216.60, 208.66. You got a gap 199 to 195. Like I said, I really want to see EMPH back down to 190 here. Not saying this week, but that's kind of where I want it. Put in a new low, bounce. Now we put in a new low. Let's see if we get continuation or some sort of retest phase. And if we get that 234.60 area, again, it would start to look short thesis. But Friday's lows, 216.60, like I said. ABBV, still hasn't gave us that trend. We went over it last week. I want to see this thing at trend. Trend's been an unreal buy area. If that 147.50 lets go, that thing can go 144.40, under 144.40, 142.42, and at that point you get trend break. I really want to see this 137.83. I don't really want to look long side. And then SE is probably going to be the last one here. Multi-time frame, SE clobbered. Looking like it's trying to put in some juice here. So let's see. Oops. On the weekly here, right? Matty Boy's wicked annoying about prior highs, prior lows. So let's see. Clearly having some price problems at that prior high there. If that prior high goes, this thing can move. Yeah, I mean, if 68.77 breaks on SE, I mean, we can really move up to 71. Over 71, I really want to see 74. Over 74, this thing can have some fun. 76.60 area, 77. If this 68.72 holds, rejects, and we crack under 65.48, price can really fall down to this prior low at 60.76. Under 60.76, this thing sleep tight is 56.90 area. Just gonna mark this. Boom. And then I want to mark this. Boom. Then, like I said, if it breaks the upside, this has some fun. We go here. There's 74. Over 74 would be like 77. 76.17. And again, that's 68.72 is going to be that variable. Like I said, if 65.50 crosses under, this can have some fun to the downside. Notable charts, pins. I don't know if news is coming or what, but this thing's been chopping out, basing out. You have your prior highs, 27.95, and this price has a lot of room to the upside. Just keep it on your radar. And then I think I'm going to make some small port plays as well, and just post those charts. RKT, nice, beautiful chart. Looks like a multi-time frame breakout. Oil, we put CVX, didn't really go over it. Another chart that just looks pretty good as well. And oil is hot. So, weekly breakout, that thing looks like it wants to gun for all-time highs. Another notable chart, too, was like Moderna, BNTX. BNTX is back in our buy pockets here. Really can't have price break under 134 or it's to the gulags. But, that 139, 140 to 134 is interesting buys here. Not buys, but just on the radar. Chewy, this thing's getting so tight, ready for a move. But I think that's good for the weekly watch list. EMPH, you can play FSLR as well. But all right, guys, I hope you enjoy. And let's bank this week. Take it easy.